Ren walked into the Monday onboarding meeting and froze. The woman from that night 3 months ago was sitting at the conference table. Akari's amber eyes widened in furious recognition. A single tear of rage held back, her knuckles white around the folder. Ren's mind went blank. The new hire he was supposed to mentor was the woman he'd ghosted after one night.
Everyone, this is Akari, our new associate. She'll be joining our project team.
Thank you, Ren. I look forward to learning from everyone.
Her words were polite, but her eyes cut deeper than winter glass.
I have to explain. I can't leave things like this. Akari, wait. Can we talk for a second?
There's nothing to discuss. I didn't even know you worked here. HR placed me without asking my preferences.
She turned and walked away, leaving Ren standing in the cold fluorescent light, the weight of his cowardice crushing him. The rest of the morning dragged. Ren kept glancing across the office, where Akari's wine-red hair caught the light like a warning.
Do you need any help getting set up? The onboarding can be a lot.
I am fine. I already read the documentation.
She's building a fortress of professionalism, and I am the reason she needs one.
He caught her alone in the break room. The coffee machine hummed between them like a threat.
Akari, about that night, I need to explain. I know I messed up.
It's in the past. Focus on work, nothing else. I took this job for my career, not for you.
She turned and walked out, her coffee untouched. The break room suddenly felt 10 degrees colder. Ren returned to his desk and buried his head in his hands. The quiet humiliation of his ghosting had become a permanent, suffocating echo. Days passed under a heavy silence. Then Ren noticed. Akari's usual composure was slipping. She looked paler, her hand pressing subtly against her stomach.
She's not okay. This isn't just about me.
He heard her voice in the break room, hushed and careful, scheduling an appointment.
Thursday at 10. I'll be there. Yes, I'll come alone.
Akari, are you all right? You've been looking pale all week.
It's just a stomach bug. Nothing to worry about.
But her eyes told a different story, and nearby coworkers had already started exchanging glances. She turned back to her screen, shutting down the conversation like a slammed door.
I've hurt her worse than I thought. This unease is my fault somehow.
The guilt coiled tighter in Ren's chest. He had no right to demand answers, but a cold dread settled in and refused to leave. Akari suddenly stood from her desk and swayed, clutching the chair. Her face turned ashen. Ren moved fast. He caught her arm before she collapsed, steadying her against the cubicle wall.
Easy. I've got you. Just breathe. I won't let you fall.
Don't touch me. Let go. I don't need your help. You have no idea what you did.
She pulled away, her hand clamped over her mouth, and rushed down the hallway without a backward glance.
What did I do to her? This isn't just about a missed phone call. There's something much worse.
The crack in her voice had carried a weight far heavier than anger. It had sounded like grief. The wall she had built wasn't just rejection. It was a barricade around a secret he still couldn't name, and Ren finally grasped that his cowardice had done more than bruise her pride. It had broken something essential. Ren couldn't shake the image of her face. He started watching her every move, searching for a clue. Late that evening, after she'd gone, he passed the restroom. The door stood ajar, revealing a small pink box in the trash.
A pregnancy test. 3 months ago. No, it can't be.
His mind raced back to that single night. The numbers lined up with terrifying precision. He found her in the break room the next morning, the suspicion burning into his words.
Akari, I found something. Is there anything you haven't told me?
Are you going through my trash now? Make one more assumption and I'll report you to HR.
Her voice was ice, but underneath it, something trembled. Fear, not just anger.
She didn't deny it. She just threatened me. That's as good as a confession.
The suspicion calcified into near certainty. Ren felt the ground shift beneath him. Everything was about to change. The tension between them had not gone unnoticed. Whispers followed like a shadow through the cubicles. Then came the assignment, a high-stakes client presentation. The manager paired them personally, ignoring the obvious strain. Akari's expression didn't flicker when she heard the news. Her professional armor locked into place, impenetrable. The first late-night session arrived too quickly. The office emptied, leaving only the two of them and the cold hum of fluorescent lights. Ren broke the silence, his voice too loud in the quiet room.
Akari, please. I just want to understand what's happening to you.
You don't get to poke at my life just because you feel guilty. You have no right.
She caught herself mid-breath. A single word caught in her throat like a hooked fish. Her hand flew to her stomach, then dropped as if burned. Without another word, she grabbed her bag and fled. Ren sat frozen, the echo of her outburst ringing in his ears. The secret was just out of reach, and he'd never felt more helpless. The situation was spiraling. Ren made a decision. He would remove himself from Akari's reporting line before it destroyed them both.
Yes. I need to discuss a transfer to another department. Personal reasons. No one is at fault.
Akari passed by his door at exactly the wrong moment. She caught the words transfer and personal reasons, and her blood ran cold.
He's going to HR to file a complaint against me. He's trying to push me out. So that's it, Ren. You went to HR to get me fired?
No, you are misunderstanding. I asked to transfer myself, not to remove you.
Like you'd really sacrifice your position for a one-night stand. I don't believe you.
I am not the man you think I am. I am trying to do the right thing this time.
For a moment, the anger in her eyes wavered, but the wound was too fresh, the trust too shattered. She walked away without another word, and Ren understood that his attempt to protect her had only deepened the rift. The hallway stretched cold and silent. The project review meeting began under a thick blanket of unspoken strain. Every glance between Ren and Akari was a razor's edge. When Akari rose to present her findings, the color drained from her face until she looked translucent. She listed sideways. Ren shot up, his chair scraping back, and caught her shoulders before she hit the floor. Then a panicked voice cut through the room. Don't let her fall. Think of the baby. The words hit like a physical blow. Silence crashed down, and all eyes snapped to Akari's face. Akari's face contorted with horror. Her hands flew to her stomach, as if she could hide the truth. She tore away from Ren's grip and ran. The conference room door slammed behind her.
I need to go after her, but my whole body is locked, pinned by the weight of every stare.
The meeting collapsed into chaos. Whispers boiled into urgent murmurs, and Ren became the silent focus of the storm. Akari's secret was no longer hers, and Ren understood that his next move would define everything. Ren found her in the concrete stairwell, back pressed against the cold wall, shoulders shaking. Tears cut tracks through her makeup, and her breath came in ragged, uneven gasps.
Akari, is it true? Are you pregnant?
She didn't bother to deny it. A single, shattered nod was her answer.
Yes, I am pregnant, but the father. It doesn't matter who he is. Please, just leave me alone. You've done enough.
Of course it matters. Please, tell me who he is. I can help. I want to help.
It doesn't matter. The father is out of the picture. I never wanted you involved. This is my burden, not yours.
But I am involved. I care about you, Akari. I can't just walk away like before. I need to make things right.
I never wanted you to know. I was going to raise this baby alone. You were never part of the plan.
Her words were a door slammed shut. Ren stood frozen, the weight of his guilt crashing over him like a wave. Akari's knees buckled. Ren lunged, barely catching her before her head hit the concrete. He shouted for help, his voice cracking as paramedics soon filled the stairwell. In the ambulance, Ren sat gripping the gurney's edge, watching Akari's ashen face under the oxygen mask. At the hospital, A doctor spoke in clipped tones. She's 3 months pregnant. Severe dehydration, but she'll recover.
3 months. That night. It's mine. The baby is mine.
The timeline locked into place with brutal clarity. The night he ran from had become an inescapable future. He sat beside her bed, watching the monitors beep, her hand limp on the blanket. She hadn't woken. She didn't know he was there. He was just a ghost waiting to be acknowledged. For the first time, Ren understood that running wasn't an option. The child tied him to a choice he could never undo. Akari's eyes fluttered open. She saw Ren and immediately tried to turn her face away. Ren leaned closer, his voice barely above a whisper, the question he had to ask burning on his tongue.
Is it mine? The baby. Is it mine?
Akari's lip trembled. She shut her eyes, and a single tear escaped down her cheek.
Yes, it's yours. I never planned to tell you. I was going to raise it alone.
She explained haltingly. She'd accepted the job long before she knew he worked there. The placement was pure coincidence.
Discovering you were my boss on day one, it felt like a cruel joke. I never wanted to trap you.
Ren's face was unreadable, but his hands gripped the bed rail white-knuckled.
She was going to do it all alone. Because I was a coward, I have to make this right.
The full weight of the truth settled over them. No more walls, no more secrets. Only a fragile, terrifying honesty remained. Ren took a slow breath, his eyes clearing for the first time in weeks.
I am going to request a transfer immediately. You won't have to report to me.
Akari blinked, the hard lines of her face softening just a fraction.
But I want to be in this child's life. That's not a request from your team lead. It's a request from me. I want to be a father to our child.
A tear slipped down Akari's cheek, but her eyes remained locked on his, searching.
You truly mean that? This isn't just guilt speaking?
I've been a coward, but I want to be better for you and for our baby.
Akari looked away, her lips pressed in a trembling line. She didn't say yes, but she didn't say no either. In the sterile quiet, the first fragile foundation of a future began to form. Ren wasted no time. The morning after Akari was discharged, he sat across from his manager with the transfer paperwork.
I am requesting a transfer to another department. It's necessary for personal reasons.
The manager studied him, then signed the form. Ren felt a weight lift, but a heavier one remained. Later, he found Akari at her desk, her fingers resting absent-mindedly on her still flat stomach. He set a cup of herbal tea beside her mousepad.
I thought you might like this. How are you feeling today?
You don't have to bring me tea every day. I can manage.
I know you can. I just wanted to say thank you for letting me be part of this.
Akari's eyes flickered up, the usual ice thinning just a little.
There's a coffee shop across the street. Just coffee, outside work. It doesn't mean anything else.
The transfer approval came through quietly. Ren packed his desk, the cardboard box feeling lighter than it should have. That afternoon, they sat across from each other in a small coffee shop. 2 cups of coffee between them, untouched.
After that night, I was a coward. No excuses. I didn't call because I was afraid.
Akari's fingers tightened around her cup, her eyes fixed on the black liquid.
Not because you weren't important. I was just too broken to realize what I was throwing away.
She finally lifted her gaze. Her eyes were still guarded, but she wasn't shutting him out.
I want to believe that. But words are easy, Ren. I need to see it.
I'll show you. Whatever it takes, however long, I am not running this time.
A long silence stretched between them, but it felt different. Not a wall, but a fragile bridge.
Fine, we can do this again. Next week, same time.
The weeks blurred into a quiet rhythm. Coffee became walks, the silence less heavy, the distance slowly shrinking. One afternoon, Ren accompanied her to the prenatal checkup. The room was cold, but the anticipation was warm. The doctor applied gel to Akari's belly, and a rapid, rhythmic whoosh filled the room. A strong, steady heartbeat.
That's our child. That sound is proof of a future I almost threw away.
Akari's hand reached out blindly, and Ren caught it, their fingers entwining tight. Neither spoke. The heartbeat was the only language needed in that small, sacred space. On the walk home, Akari's hand found his again. No hesitation, no words.
This doesn't erase the past, but I am starting to believe you want to be here.
I'll keep showing up. For you and for our child. Every day.
They walked on, the space between them finally closing, a fragile trust taking root. Akari woke to a smudge of red on the sheets. Her panicked voice on the phone shattered Ren's morning calm. He drove her to the hospital in tense silence, her fingers digging into his arm every time a cramp hit.
What if we lose the baby? I can't lose it now. Not when we've just started.
Hours of tests stretched like years. Then the doctor smiled. The baby was fine, just a minor scare. In the quiet room afterward, Akari slumped against him, her tears soaking through his shirt.
Akari, I was terrified. Not just for the baby, but for you. I can't do this alone.
He pulled a small velvet box from his pocket, his hands trembling.
Marry me, Akari. Not because you have to, but because I don't want to imagine life without you and our child.
Akari's hands flew to her mouth, tears spilled freely, but this time they weren't born of pain. She couldn't speak. Her answer was still sealed behind trembling lips. Ren waited, his heart pounding.
Yes, I'll marry you, Ren.
She held out her trembling hand, and he slipped the ring onto her finger. They clung to each other in the sterile hospital room, laughing and crying at once. Days later, they sat at City Hall, signing the marriage registration with quiet smiles. A clerk stamped the document. Just like that, they were bound by more than words. They moved into a larger apartment that weekend, boxes and hope filling every corner. Akari wandered into the empty second bedroom, her hand resting on her growing belly. Together, they painted the nursery a soft pastel yellow, assembling a crib side by side. When they finished, they stood in the doorway, admiring what had become a space for their child. Ren placed his hand over hers on her belly. No words needed. The future was being built, a small ceremony in a sunlit garden. Just a handful of friends, the officiant, and two people who had traveled a hard road to this moment. Ren and Akari faced each other, their vows simple and absolute. No grand promises, just a quiet, unbreakable commitment. Weeks later, in the middle of the night, Akari's water broke.
Ren, the baby, it's time.
Hours of labor. Ren never let go of her hand, murmuring encouragement through every wave of pain.
Breathe, Akari. You are almost there. I am right here with you.
A sharp, piercing cry cut through the room. The doctor lifted a tiny, squalling baby. Ren's hands trembled as he cut the cord. Akari sobbed, tears of exhaustion and joy mixing on her cheeks.
Our baby. Look at him, Akari. He's perfect. You were incredible.
The one-night stand that had once been his deepest shame had become the start of his family, a proof that even broken beginnings could be mended. Months later, Akari returned to her desk. The office felt the same, but she had changed. Every quiet moment held the echo of a baby's coo.
Good to see you back. I kept your projects warm. The team missed you.
It's good to be back, though I check the daycare app more than my email now.
They met at the office cafe later, two professionals exchanging a look that only they understood. Between meetings and memos, they stole moments, a brush of fingers, a whispered photo update from the daycare app. Evenings were their sacred time. Akari fed the baby while Ren leaned on the counter, watching them.
He smiled today, a real gummy smile. I wish you'd been there.
I'll be there for the next one, and all the ones after. That's a promise.
After dinner, Ren would build block towers on the floor just to watch the baby gleefully knock them down. Each night ended with the three of them tangled in blankets, a quiet, exhausted peace settling over the home they'd built together. One evening, the baby finally asleep, Ren and Akari sat together on the couch, the quiet wrapped around them like a familiar blanket.
I know I made things hard in the beginning. I was so angry, and I kept you at a distance.
Ren took her hand, his thumb tracing gentle circles over her knuckles.
You were protecting yourself and the baby. You had every right. I am just grateful you gave me a chance to prove myself.
I was wrong to keep the pregnancy from you. I told myself I was being strong, but I was just scared.
She looked down at their joined hands, the simple gold band on her finger catching the light.
We were both scared, but we found our way. That's all that matters now.
Kari lifted her gaze. For the first time, there was no trace of the old walls, only quiet certainty. They leaned in, and their kiss was soft, unhurried, a quiet seal on everything they'd survived. The past no longer felt like a wound. It was simply a chapter that had led them here, together. The first birthday arrived. Friends and laughter filled the living room. A cake sat on the table, a single candle flickering. The baby clapped chubby hands, eyes wide with wonder.
To Akari, a year ago, I never dreamed I'd be this lucky. You gave me our child and more love than I deserve.
Akari stood beside him, the baby in her arms, her eyes glistening. Her smile said everything. The room applauded. Ren wrapped an arm around his family, drawing them close. Later, they captured the moment. A family portrait, the three of them beaming, proof of how far they'd come. The baby grabbed a fistful of frosting, smearing it across Ren's cheek. Laughter erupted, pure and unguarded. Later, they stole a quiet moment on the balcony, watching the sunset.
Happy birthday, little one.
The chapter that began with a one-night stand had closed. What remained was a family, bound by choice and love. The guests had departed, and the apartment fell quiet. Ren and Akari moved together in easy silence, clearing the last traces of celebration. In the nursery, the baby was lost in a dream, one chubby hand clutching the edge of the blanket. They paused at the doorway, shoulders touching, watching the gentle rise and fall of his chest. A quiet look passed between them. No words, only the deep certainty of all they had built. Ren's hand found hers and squeezed. She squeezed back. They left the door ajar and walked quietly to the kitchen. On the refrigerator, among magnets and photos, a crayon drawing fluttered slightly in the air conditioning. A family of three, scribbled by a child's hand, one with wine-red hair. Their whole world drawn by the smallest hand, a quiet end to a long beginning.